Hey guys, welcome to YouTube.
Oh my god, this is trash!
Yeah.
Restart! Clip number 2.
Alright, what's up guys? So I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I've been working on the head for the last, I don't even know, a month maybe. So a little overview of what I've already done. I did a full port and polish on the exhaust side. I ported the intake side, but I didn't polish it because I heard that that kind of messes with fuel atomization. So I'm going to leave that the way it is. Right now I'm going to polish the combustion chambers and the exhaust runners, and then I'm going to do a valve lash, a valve lap, where I regrind the seats on the valves so they get a perfect seal. I pulled the head originally just to do a coolant or a water gauge sensor. So this little thing right here, I put that in my coolant reroute. And then I got bored one day and I was like, well, I guess we're gonna try to learn how to port stuff, so here I am. I have no clue what I'm doing, but I guess we'll see if it blows up or not. So right now, all I gotta do is polish the combustion chambers and the exhaust runners, and so the way I'm gonna do that is I ordered this on Amazon for 12 bucks. So it's a pack of like 120 of these like felt pads or whatever, because like Ace has them for $6 for one of them, so no. And then after that, I'll do the valves, or lap the valves. Then I gotta order a tool to put the valve springs back in and all that. So right now I'm gonna polish the combustion chambers and the intake runners, and I'm gonna be doing that with these polishing pads and black polishing rouge, which is nowhere to be found. So I'll be using this polishing compound. It's pretty aggressive from what I've heard. That's why it polishes this metal really easy. So that's what I'm gonna be using, just these. I'm gonna use a drill. I tried using a Dremel for this, and it's just gutless. It doesn't have enough power to do it because it's gonna take, I've already spent easily 20 hours on just the porting and polishing and cleaning up the head and everything. So a Dremel, you'll break it because I already broke mine. I'm gonna have to buy a new one. So yeah, use a drill. Use like a big ballsy drill. Don't use some dinky Dremel. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to polish the exhaust bowls first, then move to the exhaust runners, and then I will do the combustion chambers. So let's get to it. Alright, so right now I'm working on the bowls, which are almost done. And for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of time-lapsing, just because it's just hours and hours of polishing with a wheel. It's not that entertaining. So I got that done. Now I'm going to flip the head over and work on the short radius, right where my finger is, that little spot right there. So I'm going to polish that out on each set, or on each side. Yeah, and then after that, then we can work on the runners. So I'm going to do that, and again, the time-lapsing is just going to get really boring, so I'm just going to not do a whole lot of it. Alright, so now I did the exhaust bowls, which still need a little bit of touching up, but right now I'm going to work on the combustion chamber and just get those perfect, and then get those done. Then I'll redo the bowls. Just, you know, there's a little bit of rouge kind of stuck on the sides and stuff, so I'll clean that up, and then I'll do the runners, and then after that we can start lapping the valves and really making some progress. So start by getting the combustion chamber done. Alright, so the exhaust bowls are done. The combustion chambers are all good. So I'm finally get to start on the exhaust runners, which is the back side where that light is, and then after that we can start doing the valve lapping. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock out polishing the runners. Alright, so the exhaust ports are done all the way back to the bowls. Finally, man, this is taking forever. So now I'm gonna start on the valve lash, which is not nearly as tedious. Alright, so now I can start lapping the valve. So what lapping does is I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but what lapping does is it grinds out a tiny bit of material on the valve and a tiny bit of material on the valve seat so that it has a perfect seal when it's closed, which is a good thing, obviously. So I'm gonna do the exhaust side first because the little lapper tool that I have fits it better, and the intakes are gonna be annoying, so I'm gonna save that for last because the intake valves are bigger. So I'll start by cleaning out the runners because they've got like a bunch of crap in them from when I was porting it. Then I dip the stem in oil, put the lapping compound on the edge of the valve, stick it in there, spin it up, and we're Gucci. So, yep, here we go. Alright, all the valves are lapped and in, or not installed, they're just sitting there for now, but the exhaust side is completely polished, the combustion chambers are polished, intake side's been done, so now all that's left is valve stem seals. Then I gotta buy a tool to put the valve springs back together, reassemble the head. I'm gonna get this welded together because Veggie, just why? I don't know why you'd make this into 3 pieces, but I'm gonna weld it together and then stick it on before I install the head, and then I'm gonna run an inline thermostat housing because I just don't feel like messing with that anymore. I just want to install it and then just have it never leak again. So after that, then all I gotta do is piece the car back together, and then we're almost ready for a tune. So next will be valve stem seals and then reassembling the head, so that will be for another day, but for today I'm done. Alright, so this is day 2. I was going to immediately start to put the valve springs on, but I realized I got to take all these valves out and put I have to put in the valve stem seals. So I have to take all the valves out, set them down, get the valve stem seals. Alright, so I don't know why I assumed that you had to take the valves out, but you absolutely do not. Shout out to Greg for his badass video on valve stems, or valve stem seals. As always, Greg, you're holding my hand through this entire build. Anyway, so I'm gonna put these in, then we can get the valve stem seals in, and then we can start with what I really wanted to do today, which is get the, damn it, son of a, let's try it again. Then we can get started on what I really wanted to do today, which is get the valve springs in. Alright, so the intake valve stem seals are in. I'm gonna do the exhaust and then the springs all at one time. So I got my little tool and I'm just gonna hope this works. Alright, we're finally done. Got all valve springs in, retainers, the keepers are all good. So all that's left now is I'm gonna get some brake cleaner and clean out all the crap from the porting, put the cams in, and then I'm gonna take it over to my tuner and he's gonna weld the rear coolant housing. And then all I gotta do is order a head gasket and put in my head studs and we can start putting the car back together. So next thing is getting the cams in, so I'll clean the head out with some brake cleaner, then get the cams in. Alright, so the head is all cleaned out. All the retainers are in, everything's all good, it's ready for the cams, so I'm gonna go ahead and oil everything up, get the cams in place, and then we will torque them down. Do I explain what I'm doing?
I mean, is that what you normally do in your video?
Yeah,
Okay,
normally.
yeah.
Alright, so I put in the intake cam. I'm just lubing up the lifters. I already cleaned them out and everything. So then the exhaust cam's going in. We just gotta wait for sensors, because when I got my coolant reroute welded, he fried the shit out of the sensors, so I have to order a new one of those. So that's just another L in the big old bag of L's for 2018. But after that, and 17, basically just all of them. Alright, so all the cams are in, they're all torqued, lifters are in, valve springs are, everything's good. So next thing is I'm going to put the cam angle sensor in, put the cap on, yeah, and then I'll start getting the manifolds. I got the intake manifold, the exhaust, fuel rail, fuel injectors, and then that's pretty much it. I got this welded just because I really don't want it to leak. I got the inside welded as well, and when he welded it, he cooked the sensors because we didn't take them out, which is my bad. So got to order new sensors, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the head put back together, and that'll pretty much be the end of this video. So let's get to it. Alright, so head is done. I know I skipped a few steps. I just got the intake manifold on. I got the fuel rail and all the injectors in. I got the valve cover on just to keep shit from going into the valve tray and everything. So yep, the head build is done, and we're one step closer to boost. So stay tuned. Hopefully the next video the head will be going on and we can start getting the car ready to run. So until next time.